Greetings and welcome to another D2L Top 10 Countdown. Number 10, Alliance versus Polar. Prior to dropping out, Alliance certainly had some great moments, and this was one of the best. Loda was fat, leading with the chin, and even a Ravage wasn't enough to stop this rock's forward momentum. If an excellent Earth Splitter from Bulldog was the icing on the cake, Misery's stolen Ravage was the cherry on top. Number 9, Alliance versus Polar. Same series as before, but this time it was Polar cracking high ground as Illidan casually sat back and let his farm and his split shot do the work for him, bringing down 4 heroes without so much as being touched. Number 8, Alliance versus Polar. Once again, same game as number 10. Long before they went high ground, Alliance was dominating every engagement. A banner fight in what was a banner day for Bulldog. Here, he would score a triple kill on his way to Alliance, tallying a full 5-man wipe. Number 7, Cloud9 versus Polar. Once again, Polar finds themselves posterized as by this time C9 had hit critical mass and was ready to apply the whip and stick. A great clap and split from the brew was just the beginning, and even a Ravage couldn't turn C9 around on their way to a full 5-man wipe and a dominating victory. Number 6, C9 and Polar one more time, and unfortunately for Polar with a near identical result. Feeling the game slip away, they charged out to try to find a pick and instead found themselves gripped, locked down, and shut down. Once again, it was Envy running lead mop on the cleanup crew. Number 5, EG versus, you guessed it, Polar. Once again, Polar would find themselves on the ugly end of a lopsided engagement, with Fear on Slark being the conductor of the pain train. He'd tally himself a triple kill when all was said and done, making this exchange a 4-0. Number 4, Team Tinker versus Na'Vi US. You may as well call this clip the Korok and Us show. The pair rolled out with the Twin Ranger combo and managed to track down and clean up 4 without much struggle. Even the run and hide approach wasn't enough to keep Bulba from being a new notch on Korok's belt. Number 3, Polar versus Empire. Finally, Polar gets on the right side of a highlight. They had Illidan up front on this high ground attempted for good reason. He was practically a raid boss. The play behind him was solid, and Empire did most things right, but, well, they just couldn't do anything to stop Illidan's Razor. The result, a full 5-man wipe, an ultra kill for Illidan, and a very thankful Mag, happy to have the help of a bad life support. Number 2, Polar versus Team Tinker. Another party in the pit, and DK Phobos' blind blink led to a near whiff, but no worries, Mag got his back, dropping the hammer for a 3-man RP and winning the fight before it ever really began. By the time his work was done, he'd have netted himself a triple kill on the way to a full 5-man wipe and a fresh Aegis. And finally, number 1, Cloud9 versus EG. Slow and steady may win the race, but it sure does bloody a few noses. With their backs against the wall, C9 was desperately trying to hold off the sheer weight and density of Arteezy's Naga, and would come damn close to doing just that. They'd lose their Ember to start, who would eventually buy back and very nearly remnant his way into a chance to turn the fight around, as well as Fatah's Razor, whose static link, or not, was simply punching above his weight trying to match blows with Naga. C9 would successfully force EG back out of the base of the low ground, which is when they attempted to strike, but a universe black hole would end up being just enough to allow EG to reset and re-engage, dealing Ember his second death and allowing Arteezy to close things out with one last funeral dirge and a triple kill from Fear's Puck. Final body count, 8. Final ancient count, 1 EGs.